Bill Maru, Toy Canics.
Hey, what's going on, Toy Canic fans and crew Maru? I'm coming at you today with a pretty quick and effective mod for the Mafex Black Manta. This was brought to my attention by just a really good friend at this point. We're just a quick blossoming friendship. My friend Ori, who goes by the Alpha Lions Den on Instagram, and Ori Omega, and you'll see him a lot in my live streams. I just really like this guy. He's just a good person. So shout out to Ori just for being awesome. I was up until 5 in the morning talking to him last night, just shooting the breeze. But anyways, enough of that. He got this Black Manta in, and he was not happy. And I'm gonna show you why he wasn't happy. The figure's gorgeous. The articulation's awesome. The sculpt is great and whatnot. But this is how far his leg goes out. That's it. That's it. That's as far as this leg goes out. That's not acceptable. I realize this guy isn't a Spider-Man or whatnot, but when it comes down to it, even the Aquaman, with my head on it, thank you. Aquaman's my favorite character, for those that you don't know. Even his leg goes out a little further than this, which this could actually be, we could probably do the same mod on this guy. But either way, this is crazy. So I took a look at this, and I took a look at my Mafex Spider-Man, and what I realized was that all this really needs is a cut going just vertical. That's it. That's all you need. A vertical cut right here and a little bit of super glue. So literally all you need is a Dremel with a drill bit. I'm sorry, I don't know the size of this. It's a little more than 1 millimeter. This might be a 2 mil. Don't quote me on that, but basically all you're wanting to do is find one that's the size of the, not the peg end, but basically the bar that connects the peg to the crotch area here. So basically you just want one that's this scale, not this wide. This will be bad. But basically what we're gonna do here, and I've already done it on this leg, so you can see, look how much more range you get. That's awesome. And just for comparison, let me pop this back on just so you guys see what I'm talking about. This can be a booger to get back on sometimes. There we go. So this is how far this goes out, standing straight. And now this is how far this one can go out. Once again, that is night and day difference. I mean, especially if you want him kicking Aquaman under the water, doing a flying kick, like jumping, anything like that, you gotta have more range, man. And Black Manta is my favorite villain. I mean, this is no surprise to anybody that knows me. This is my favorite villain. So I was super hyped to get this, but last night we were talking, like I said, and I decided I'm gonna take the risk to do this. So I bet you're tired of hearing me talk. Let's get to the mod, right? This is incredibly simple. All you need, once again, is a drill bit, and I prefer this Loctite liquid super glue. This is what I did it on last night. You might be asking, where did you get that fancy mask? Well, these are gonna be going up for pre-order and sale soon. I'm gonna be selling little masks of my logo. I think these are really fun, and the crowd seemed to really like them, so this is kind of a little plug for that. It's pretty cool. You can take this, put a little sticky tack on the back, and boom, you're part of Crew Maru. Check that out. Isn't that cool? I'm gonna send out I'm gonna have painted versions, and then I'm gonna have unpainted versions, so you can paint whatever colors you guys want. I want to see what y'all come up with. I just really appreciate your support. But with all that said, let's get into it. So the first thing you're gonna want to do is carefully, these are pretty easy to remove, but you want to still be careful. Don't just yank this baby off here. So since you've already seen me pop this thing off, it's literally just pull it to the side like this and pop it off. That's all you got to do. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to take my Dremel. I don't have it on a real high speed, maybe about 5 on this stylus. And we are just going to drill like this, like just Dremel down and probably go about maybe 1/4 of an inch, maybe 1/5 of an inch in. I'll show you here just so you have reference. So just pressing down. That's all I'm doing, pressing down. Let's see how that worked. That's looking pretty good. This is what we want. Let me clean this up so you guys can see it. Generally, I like to take a little razor blade in here. This is pretty soft plastic. This part is not. This part is hard plastic inside, which is where we're gonna, the super glue is gonna come into play. Unfortunately, this is not enough. I wish this was enough to do the mod. But here is where we ran into an issue last night. But I wouldn't be bringing this to you if I didn't know how to tell you how to fix it. So, how these work, and for those of you that don't know and are interested in how these work, basically the leg will pop in here and the plastic is kind of got a little bit of flex in it. So when it pops in, it stays in, right? And you've got articulation. So since we've cut this slot here, and you can see if you want to pause it right there, let me get rid of some of that. Hang on, that's a little gross. Just go back in a little bit. Let's cut some of this excess out with some razor blades. All right, okay. So, here's the problem. Now that we've cut the hard plastic here, we lose some of that tension. So we're gonna pop this on. All right, that's what we want, right? Unfortunately, now we've lost, you know, our tension. This is actually a little tighter than the original one I did, so that's pretty cool. You can keep the pose, but yeah, see that? You're gonna lose it. You've lost that tension in here. And so this is where you've got to be very careful, but this is super, super effective. So what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna take your super glue, put the mask back on. I think this is just awesome. Okay, so you wanna take your super glue and you're gonna wanna just put a small dab here. This might take 1 or 2 sessions. Just a small dab and then kind of coat it. Coat it. Now this can work one of 2 ways. You can leave this alone, go have a sandwich or something, watch your favorite show, go to sleep, anything. Just don't mess with it. Or the way I prefer to do it, since I'm a little more experienced, and for those of you who are feeling a little more daring, you can just go ahead and pop this baby on. Now remember, like I said, you just used a small dab, very small dab. Don't go crazy with this thing. And so what you want to do now, this is just like my super glue tutorial earlier. You want to just keep moving it. You want to move it in every direction so it gets a nice even coating inside of there. All right. All right. You can hear it already. Listen to this. Yeah. If it's feeling like it's really incredibly tight, you might want to pop that thing out real quick, because that means you might have made too much contact in there. You might have left it alone, or you put too much super glue on it. It's not going to hurt to pop this thing back out. This is pretty much done. I had to actually do 2 sessions on this one, but now you can see with just a little movement in there, boom, you've got full range. In fact, I might go in and do this one a little more, because this one looks like it got some real nice range in it. But yeah, this one last night was a little nerve-wracking because this figure is not cheap, and you know, I was just as disappointed as Ori was whenever I noticed that, like, hey, you know, this thing needs some work, honestly. If you're fine with that, then you're fine with that, but no, not for me. We want to take it to the next level. So that's it. That's what we got. This guy's done, just like that. You can put him on your little stands, have him fight Aquaman. in this case, Aqua Maru, and that's that. So if that didn't work for you, if it's still a little too loose, pop that baby out and redo the super glue. And that's all you have to do, is keep trying that until it gets the tension that you're really happy with. This is a pretty simple mod, but the super glue does come into a little more advanced technique. You have to be very careful with that. But as always, I hope you learned something. Take care out there, and I'll keep repairing.